exercise is the inner awareness and breath control. So don't let your mind wander. Keep the awareness within you. Focus your mind on your breath and visualize the part of body you're exercising. That is what will bring maximum benefit through yoga. That is what really is yoga. Otherwise, it's just plain and simple exercise. Yoga is designed to increase energy of communication in body systems. It stimulates better immune system and body's repair mechanism. It makes you feel better. But the same set of palliative yoga exercises also has a therapeutic effect. And Dr. Rajan has innovated on a very unique yoga therapy method called measured yoga therapy, where we measure how the nadis on our fingertips are performing. And on the basis of that, we can recommend some very targeted exercises that can benefit your particular condition. So if any of you have any condition you want to talk about, you can email me or you can email Jayshree Prakash. The email addresses are right here. Close to 1,000 people have gone through our yoga therapy program and people have had substantial benefits. We are also launching shortly a sister program to measured yoga therapy, and that is called Health Rejuvenation Membership, and which provides a continuous year-long measured yoga therapy service as a membership. And people will have the ability to book consultations and nadi readings quarterly, and also will have a portal on which they can practice, web-based portal on which they can practice their personalized yoga exercises daily as they like on demand. Points to note about today's yoga class. First and foremost, please follow instructions to avoid any adverse reactions. Important instruction is to keep your spine straight and take support if needed. And do your practices gently without strain. If it is too much strain on the body, then it's not yoga by definition. Also, there is a limit in duration or count of specific exercises. Please follow it. When you have doubt, avoid the practice or seek clarification. But remember that the liability is entirely yours. Do not multitask or merge two exercises. The slower you do, the better it is for you. The other very important thing is regular discipline practice. So if you miss a day, use the video recording from our yoga channel on YouTube, Live in Yoga Rajan, where we broadcast our sessions live and it's saved there automatically. Yoga brings good health of mind and body. It brings inner awareness and a sense of cosmic connection. And with that, I'll welcome you all to our yoga family, and I will let Dr. Rajan start today's session.
Namaste, everyone. As usual, we begin with 3 Oms. Let's take a deep breath in. So I noticed today we have somebody whom we have missed for quite a while. Welcome back, Anu Varshne. Nice to see you. And is there anybody who would like to share as to why you're so regular, people who have not spoken before?
Yeah.
Anna Sharma, you want to say something? Please unmute yourself.
Namaste, Dr. Rajan, and namaste, everybody. So I haven't spoken in this session, but I did speak in evening session. But I wanted to say a couple things. Every day you ask us, why do we come here? What makes us to come here every day? This is just like you're asking us, why do you eat every day?
Wonderful.
Right? And this is a food for our body, soul, our mind, for everything. So I've been doing yogic exercises since childhood, but the main difference I found in these yogic exercises, like how do you synchronize your breathing? Never thought of this before. Nobody taught us this before. We were doing exercises, those slow exercises like yogic exercises, but these yogic exercises totally different. I work full day. So sometimes I cannot attend this session because I have meetings and stuff. But then I join evening session. So, working on computer whole day, my shoulders started hurting, and we are working from home for the last 1.5 years now. So the posture is not very good. So these exercises, I would say, like my shoulder pain is like gone. This is
Excellent.
very like minimal now.
Mhm.
So I really enjoy these yogic exercises. I love coming to the sessions. Sometimes I cannot attend the afternoon, but then I go to evening sessions. But thank you so much for giving us all these, nice breathing exercises. And one suggestion, or maybe I would like to request, like when we are doing exercises, you can watch us whether we are doing good or we are doing right way or not, because sometimes we just keep following, but you are doing your own, so we cannot say that we are doing good or not, we are doing okay or not. So this is just
You,
my suggestion. But
you
thank
think
you
I'm
so
not watching you?
Pardon me.
You
Yeah,
think
it
I'm
seems
not
like
watching you?
yeah, it seems like you're not watching us.
Okay. You see, it doesn't. You see, what happens is when we are doing the Ujjayi Pranayam,
At that time you do.
there are 100 people over here, right?
Yes.
And in the 100 people, I'm just looking like this and I know who is not doing it right, right?
Yes.
And so what happens is the watching is not done with the eyes, right?
Okay.
The watching is done with the sensory perceptions within. So if anything is going wrong, automatically we will know.
Wow.
I don't know whether, one of these days, yes, a few days back, we were all doing Ujjayi Pranayama together. And I sensed that, it was not enough, that people were having tightness in the body. So that day we extended the Ujjayi Pranayama to 12 minutes. And after that, 5-6 minutes, I asked people, do people have, and then of course, I remember Usha Vaghasya lifted up her hand and another Mr. Sethi lifted up his hand, and some of them had excessive this thing. So what happens is, when we do it together, we work at the zone of collective consciousness. So in other words, we are sensing everybody together as one, right? So in
Thank you.
other words, don't worry. If you're doing anything wrong, we will tell you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's begin with our chakra vibrations. So bring your awareness to the perineum and pressing on the little finger with the thumb, we do the mantra LAM. So take a deep breath in. Oh, I forgot to ask, is there anybody new today who has not done these practices before? If so, please unmute yourself and say yes. Okay, so nobody knew. So let's go for LAM. Take a deep breath in. LAM. 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 Release the fingers and continue. LAM. Now, bring the awareness 1 inch above the perineum. And there we do VAM, pressing on the ring finger with the thumb. VAM. VAM. Release the fingers and continue. One. Release the fingers and continue. Now bring the awareness behind the navel, and there we do ram, pressing on the middle finger with the thumb. Release the fingers and continue. Now bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts, and here we do yum, pressing on the index finger with the thumb. Release the fingers and continue. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, and we have the thumbs up with a loose fist. Release your hand and continue. Now, bring the awareness to the middle of the head. We do chum there, thumbs up, loose fist. Chun. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Chun. Top of the head, we do Om. Thumbs up again, loose fist. Om. Om. Release the hands and continue. Now we are ready to go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. And those of you who know it, please proceed. And those of you who need instruction, since nobody is new over here, the brief instruction is keep your attention at the bottommost part of the mouth that connects into the neck. Focus on that hole and make a big smile. And as you feel a stretch in the throat, focusing on the stretch, inhale and exhale in a comfortable pace. And as you inhale, feel a slight sucking sensation. And as you exhale, feel a slight reverse sucking sensation. And continue that practice. If there is any joint or anything that feels tight, you can stretch out the joints while you do this practice. It'll give you relief to the joint as well, but make sure your focus is always on the throat, not in any other part of the body. And I do see that people ask me once in a while, they would like a mantra. In order for me to find a mantra, at the time when we begin the mantra, I have to be able to see the full face of the person. Some people, they will ask for mantra. There is a person here, Neelam Vij, who never shows her face. And one day she asked me for the mantra. How can I find the mantra? It is the equal and opposite of the person's vibration. Unless I see the person, I cannot feel it, right? And there are others who have it and the camera is facing the ceiling. I don't see the face. So please, when you ask for a mantra, make sure your face is around. Then I'll try to find it. Nirmala Pandit, Jayashri, and Lalita Reddy, you might try to feel a little more of a sucking sensation in the throat. You will have a better impact from the Ujjayi Pranayama. Now we go on to the respiratory mantra. Bring your awareness to the middle of the chest behind the sternum. Visualize a rising vibration going through the middle of the body and out of the top of the head. And the rising vibration feels like Haim Em Am. So please continue. Now let's go on to the circulatory mantra. Focus on the chest and the lungs. And there we vibrate the mantra Haim. So feel like the lungs are vibrating. Haim, Haim, Haim. Continue. Now let's go on to the spinal alignment. We can, those of you who want to do it intensely, can bring your hands behind the back. And as you inhale, you can feel the chest expand and shoulder pull back. Whereas those who don't want to do it too intensely can keep the hand loose. And in exhalation, we gently tilt the head and bring the ear towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, go the other way. And inhale, come back up and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. And as you exhale, turn the head and look over one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation, turn. Inhale, come back. With the next inhalation, lift up the chin and take the head back. As you exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest and continue. Last exhalation, bring the chin down to the chest. And we go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle. And exhale, complete the circle. And continue. Last exhalation, and we go in the reverse direction. Last exhalation, and then we go on to the shoulder exercise. Inhale, lift up one shoulder, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Inhale, lift up the other shoulder, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Continue. Today being Sunday, at the end of our session at 7 o'clock, we will have half-hour time for any discussion. I know Prabha Kumar had asked some questions earlier in the week. I did not get an opportunity to answer. So if you ask the questions today, I will have the time. Last inhalation and last exhalation. And now we raise the hands up and stretch it out. And as you inhale, lift up the palm and stretch out the fingers wide apart. Exhale, thumb in and make a downward facing fist. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Last exhalation, hold the fist and go around the wrist. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle, and continue. Last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now bring the elbows in line with the shoulders, hands in a loose fist. And as you inhale, open out the palm going around the wrist, and exhale, make the fist again. Continue. Inhale and exhale. Last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last exhalation. Interlock the hands. Bring the hands behind the head. Keep the elbows in a 180-degree angle. And as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation, turn. Inhale, come back. Get hold of the elbows behind the head. And as you exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pull on the other elbow. Inhale, come back up, and continue. Last exhalation, inhale, release. Now let's bring the hand behind the back and get hold of the elbows again. Now from this position, as we exhale, inhale and expand the chest, and exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation turn. Inhale, come back. Now let's get hold of the hips behind the back. And as we inhale, we push on one hand and make a backward arch. And as we exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other hand and make a backward arch. And exhale, come forward. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now let's cross one leg over the other and holding the knee. As you exhale, cross it over to the opposite shoulder and turn the head the other way. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. And now we cross over the other leg. Exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now, we will do both our shoulders together. We lift it as we inhale. Lift up the pelvis also. And bring the awareness as you inhale to the middle of the head, brain behind the top part of the head. And as you exhale, roll the shoulders backward and relax the hips and come down while bringing the awareness from the head downward towards the legs. So let's continue. Inhale and exhale. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now you can test the breath in both the nostrils. And if you need to do an alternate nostril breathing for a couple of minutes, you can do it. And then thereafter, we go on to the spinal mantra. And today we will do the fast version. So now we can go on to the spinal mantra. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jaim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jaim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham I'm 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 Om. Now let's get ready for Bhastrika. So bring your awareness or bring your hands in the position, either loose fists with elbows by the side of the chest or the hands in the belly. And let's get ready for the first round of Bhastrika. So let's go. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 30, exhale. 40, exhale. 50, exhale. 60, exhale. 70, exhale. 80, exhale. 90, exhale. 20, exhale. Bring down the hands, keep the eyes closed, observe the sensations with it. Let's go on to the second round. Loose fist. Let's go. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Keep the eyes closed and observe the sensations with it. Let's go on to the third round. Get ready. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 30, exhale. 40, exhale. 50, exhale. 60, exhale. 70, exhale. 80, exhale. 90, exhale. And 20, exhale. Keep the eyes closed and observe the sensations with it. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. 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 From the stillness after the Bhastrika, mentally feel a relief in the shoulders as you let go of everything, let go of everything. If you have a personal mantra, focus on it. If you don't have a personal mantra, visualize the rising vibration from the middle of the chest that is going through the body and out of the top of the head. And that vibration feels like Haim Im Om. and we will have Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of the senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And whenever you're ready to, open your eyes, raise your hands up, and bring it a few inches in front of your eyes and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. So with that, we end the session today. There are questions in the chat box. So we can go one by one. Okay. Is this person called Preeti still here? Who has asked the question, is Ujjayi done silently or with sucking sound? If you're there, then please unmute yourself. Okay, so the person is not there. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, somebody reminded me that I was supposed to talk about water. Also, why do we not do the reverse shoulder exercise? Okay, so Sushila Iyer, you're still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay, excellent. Okay, so why do we not do the reverse shoulder exercise? So we are always rotating backward instead of forward. That is the question, right? So the reason is because as we are built and the way we all work, we are always leaning forward to do things, whether it is computer on the desk or whether it is cooking, chopping, whatever we are doing, we are going this way. So what happens is, this is the compensatory exercise backward that we really need. The front movement does not do anything for you.
Mhm.
And the next question is, yes, okay, we will talk about water, and that's a longer thing, so we can keep that for it. And the next question is, the videos on the website on Ujjayi and Spiral Mantra are barely audible even at the highest volume level. Is there a trick to raise the volume? I will have someone check into this and see whether there is a way to do something about it. Bal Mukund, have you checked the website? Do you have a sense on that? I know you're muted. Yeah, you are unmuted now. For whatever reason, we don't hear you. Okay, let's figure it out, whatever it is. Okay, the next one is Shakuntala Mahajanji has a request, so I don't know what it is. And
Yeah.
Shakuntala ji, you want to speak up?
Yes, please. I want to request you, please, if you can do the progressive muscle relaxation more often, because
Okay.
I found out that scientific and the medical studies done in the top US hospitals, they are using this technique, and they show that it reduces the stress, improves the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, and it improves the sleep. In Emory University Hospital, they are using this technique in their stress management program, because as muscle become tense and painful, they are using adjunct therapy. And in Johns Hopkins University recently, they are using this technique, especially in the rheumatology department, for the rheumatoid arthritis patient with other medicine, because they think that muscles are so tense and painful. The way you teach us the progressive muscle relaxation, that's the exact way they are using. And the third thing is, in the Greater Washington top psychiatrists and the hospital, they are using this to sleep, because during sleep, our muscles are relaxed during non-REM sleep, and they are inducing muscle relaxation prior to sleep. So this way they can fall asleep better. So this is my request, if we can do more often the progressive muscle relaxation. Thank you so much.
We will find time to add that too. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the next question I have is, I have been doing Bahya Kumbhak once daily for about 6 months as suggested by you, and the tingling around the groin has gone and urination pressure is normal. Should I try to stop taking the Fomax daily for some time and see if I can avoid taking it by continuing the Bahya Kumbhak? Unfortunately, I cannot give recommendation on any physician prescribed medication. Okay. And so it is entirely up to you whether you want to test and whether you want to have a conversation with your physician. But I cannot give any recommendation based, on this one. I will leave it up to you. And for any conversation you might want to have, with others who may be helpful for this. It's simply from a legal perspective, and we are in a public forum, so I cannot give any comment on a prescription medication. Next is Dalpat Patel. You want to speak up on to share your experience, and you have a question? Go ahead.
Namaste, Dr.
Namaste.
Last month, me and my family take a trip went to California and then visit Asomati Park. While we walking, my daughter, son-in-law, my wife, my son and daughter-in-law, we are walking through the mountain, Kedi, both sides there is a stream and everything. I mean, birds are singing, all different colors, feel like we are in somewhere, you know. So when we walking, my daughter was walking and she hugged one tree. She hugged one tree and then she said, "Hey, Dad, come here, look, hug this tree. What you feeling?" So as soon as I hug, I visualize you also there. And all of a sudden, some kind of like electricity goes through my body. So, and it was something, kind of experience, I cannot explain much. But then I think if we do, this is my question, if we do this yoga in nature, it will be more beneficial and cosmic energy will be radiate more on us or something instead of doing in-house.
Why don't I ask you to try something right now? Close your eyes and think yourself that you are right over there and the tree is in front of you. So why don't you hug the tree exactly the way you did there? Go ahead. Do you feel any sensations similar to what you felt there?
Yes, whole area I visualize, I can feel that mountain and falls and everything. And that, especially the Sakoma tree where we are, I think I'm there right now. That's how I feel,
You feel that way. You see, what happens is, wherever we are, whatever we tune into, we will be able to, experience that anywhere. So you see, this is what the Yoga Sutra tells us. Anything smallest to the biggest, if we can focus over there, we can draw in that consciousness within us. So that is why it does not matter where we are. Whatever makes you happy, wherever you feel the special connection, just visualize it and it will come to you. So if you're unable to go to the temple, think of the temple inside you, it will come to you. So the thing is, you see, that is the beauty of how, once you begin to realize it, it'll all come. You see, every tree has a special nature. For instance, from the tradition that you and I come from, we think in terms of the Tulsi plant as something special. We think in terms of Bilva Patra as something special, right? And so if you think in terms of what is the nature of these, you will find the Bilva Patra blocks all energy from other places. So in other words, it can give you a protective shield. Whereas on the other hand, the Tulsi plant will allow energy to pass through it very easily. It's like a conductor. So what happens is, if you go to a Tulsi plant and mentally you say, something bad or you don't like it or whatever, that Tulsi plant will dry up and die within a day. Whereas on the other hand, you go to a Bilva, this thing, and you do that, nothing will happen to it. Now what happens is, similarly, this people tree that you use over there. The people tree has a nature of the vibration if you sit near it or if you hug that tree, you will feel a complete lifting up your awareness. The people tree is like, it is connected into the cosmic consciousness. So if you connect into it, it will easily enable you to do that. You see, that is what Buddha sitting under the tree got that experience, right? So everything in nature has its own vibrational property. And so you see, what happens is, just like everything in nature, certain foods will do that to you. Certain people will do that to you. So ideally, if you got married to the right person, both person will have an awareness where both of you will feel spiritually lifted, like the way the people tree does to you, right? So everything in nature has its own property. So, but not for everyone, everything is not as useful. So whatever is useful for you, make use of it.
Doctor, we can do the same thing at my yard tree and do it. I tried, but I didn't get that kind of feeling.
No, every tree is not the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of
So
course,
I was wondering, because in the jungle area, we can do better, or here,
No. It all depends upon where the place is. Like you see in the California Oregon border, there is that place called the Mount Shasta. So the Mount Shasta is supposed to be a very special place like that. Similarly, in Arizona and Sedona, there is that kind of experience. Okay. So similarly in India, for instance, if you go, those who have gone to the Mount Kailash, they can feel the experience there. Now, similarly, if you go to this place called Arunagiri, that is Tiruvannamalai, where Ramana Maharshi was, you can feel that experience over there. So there are some places in nature which have that vibration. Now, there is a professor, actually not a professor, a researcher, who is actually an American citizen from Houston, but he's of Bosnian origin. And there are pyramids in Bosnia where there are very interesting properties where you have these things. So places have these elements. So yes, so all of these are possible. Okay. So
thank you very much, Doctor. I was confusing. I think why it's happening. I was going to ask this question a long time ago.
Absolutely. So now let me go on to Lalita Trehan wants me to ask Preeti's question, and Preeti ji is back over here too. Okay. So the question that was asked was whether Ujjayi is Ujjayi pranayama done silently or with the sucking sound? Okay. Whether you do it silently or sucking is irrelevant. But if you make a lot of sound, then in which case you cannot do it with ease. You need to do it with supreme ease, almost in a meditative way. If you are making a lot of noise, you cannot do meditation. And if you do too much of a sucking sound, it will not be even and smooth. The sound will start cracking and doing funny things. So don't try to make any sound. Only try to focus on the throat and try to have a mild sucking feeling. Don't focus on the sound. Okay. So so Anu has noted, wonderful to be back. Thank you, Anu. It's the same. We feel the same. And next question, Prabha Kumar. Why do we close our eyes in yoga after each exercise? Actually, during every exercise, we should keep our eyes closed, because what happens is we want to experience the sensations within. We want to draw ourselves within rather than scattering our energy elsewhere. If we keep our eyes open, our energy gets scattered. That is why we keep the eyes closed. Now, what will be good to lower blood pressure? This is a question that needs about 5-10 minutes of answer, which I will do, of course. The next question is, for the spinal mantra, do we just listen to it, or we also chant it silently or verbally? Actually, while it is playing, if you can visualize the motion through your spine, you literally feel the vibration through the spine. If you're feeling the vibration in the spine by each location, that is good enough. If some people actually find it better to focus when they are mentally chanting it, so if they find it useful, they can do that. But the key thing is to feel the vibration along the spine. Okay, one more. Let's see. So what do you think of pranic healing? Okay, I will answer that question too. Okay, so now there are three major questions I need to answer there, but Inder Chopra has the hands up. If you want to lower your hand and unmute yourself and speak up, we can take your question or comment.
Size or mantra for this?
Sorry, we didn't hear you. Can you repeat your question again?
Lower the blood pressure, either by exercise or by mantra.
We only heard part of it, lower the exercise by a mantra or other exercise. That's what we heard. You said something before that.
Pressure, what? Can you hear it?
We hear and we hear some part and then it goes away. Try again.
Wrote it, how to reduce the blood pressure, best exercise.
Good. So that's a question somebody else has asked. So it's already in my docket here to answer. Okay. So let's begin with the blood pressure. And after the blood pressure, what is the best time of the day to do Brahmari? It really doesn't matter. You can do it anytime. So after the blood pressure question, we will go to pranic healing, and then we will go to the water question if we have the time. Okay. So when people ask, what is the best way to reduce blood pressure? I cannot answer that question without knowing what is the cause of your blood pressure. You see, this question, the way people ask is because of the way modern medicine treats. If you have high blood pressure, they want to give you medication, one of 4 categories or one of 4.5 categories of medication that are there. Either, of course, to work with the kidneys response, or to loosen your blood vessels, or to relax the heart, or to reduce the total amount of water content and the amount of liquid blood in your body. These are the different mechanisms that medications use. So from a modern medicine perspective, they never try to answer the question, what is the cause of the blood pressure, a high blood pressure? That is not how we work in yoga. And today, we had a patient in our clinic who typically suffers from very high blood pressure, typically like between 160, 165 systolic and diastolic between 100 and 105. Okay? And it doesn't seem, the medicines don't seem to do much for this person. So we tried many exercises. We tried Ujjayi Pranayam, we tried slow breathing, Bhastrika Pranayam, and many other things. And eventually, but when we looked at the Nadi reading, the Nadi reading gave us a clue. When we look at a normal person in our Nadi reading, our indicator for the Nadi reading of whether the blood pressure has poor regulation is we look at the communication of the cerebral zone blood vessels. Why is that the case? Because the cerebral zone blood vessels, the brain always wants enough blood, oxygen and glucose coming to the brain. The brain has highest priority. So if we look at how the cerebral zone blood vessels are communicating, we can actually tell whether there is proper regulation in the blood pressure or not. And so that is where we look at in the Nadi readings, the communications of that. For this person, that appeared completely normal. And as we looked at all the different components of the cardiovascular system, we actually found the left side of the heart, the left heart muscles, were the one which were feeling not communicating properly. And he had recently, about a couple of months back, an EKG, because this person had some minor procedure that was done to remove kidney stones. So before doing that, they had taken the EKG and it was completely normal 2 months back. And so when the EKG is completely normal, and we are seeing in the nadi that the left side of the heart is a little weak, then we tested something which we have seen in some cases. Now the doctors over here will understand what the PFO is, patent foramen ovale, right? So the doctors here know what it is. What it is before the child is born, there is actually a passageway between the right atrium and the left atrium. And because the child is not breathing, there is no need to use the lungs of the child before birth, because the right side of the heart is normally pumping blood into the lungs to oxygenate and bring it to the left side of the heart to pump it to the whole body, right? So what happens is, before the child is born, there is that opening between the right atrium and the left atrium. And so once the person is born, the way the nature has built it is that opening is like a little tunnel. There is a septum or a divider that is normally there between the two atrium. But before birth, they are like 2/3 way, the septum is built both ways, but there is like a tunnel, little gap in between. Now what happens is, once the baby is born and starts breathing, then the pressure in the left atrium is more than the pressure in the right atrium. So this closes up, and that is how normal people are. However, for 25% of the people in the population, there is this is not fully sealed. So what happens is, what we have discovered, and this is not yet published in Modern Medicine, we are the people who are seeing cases like this and we are resolving it. And at some point when we have enough cases, we will publish it. So what happens is, nature has a way where for people for whom the PFO or the patent foramen ovale is not fully sealed, nature has a way where it tries to increase the pressure that is coming from the left side of the heart. And so this was a case for a person for whom the blood pressure was not going down at all. So what did we do? We asked this person to visualize that the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava were flowing so furiously into the right atrium, and the right atrium was quickly draining into the right ventricle, so that what happens? The pressure that is being held in the right atrium is very little. So we reduced the pressure in the right atrium. And then what happened? Once you reduce the pressure in the right atrium, because the patent foramen ovale may not be fully tight and firm and sealed, what happens is the required pressure on the left side of the heart is very little. And the moment we did this, we saw two things. In the nadi reading, the heart, which was the left side of the heart, which was weak, started becoming normal. And then, of course, what we also saw was the systolic blood pressure came down by 15 points. Okay. So, and the diastolic fell down by 5 points, but the systolic fell by 15 points, and only with 5 minutes of visualization. Everything else we did, we couldn't find any change happening. And so we have seen this in other cases. That's why we are able to do this. So when somebody asks me this question, what is the best exercise to do to reduce high blood pressure? I have to tell them, I don't know what is the best exercise for you. It could be visualization of the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava flowing into your right atrium, or it could be simply slow, deep breathing, or it could be your neck exercises that you're doing, or it could be a meditative practice. So when you ask me this question, I don't have a clear answer, right? So people who are looking at it from a modern medicine angle, you're looking at a symptom that the modern medicine measures. You're not looking at the cause. From our yoga and traditional medicine standpoint, we are looking at the cause and we are trying to fix the cause. Okay? So please remember that when you ask questions like this. And if you really have a problem, make an appointment and come to our clinic wherever you want to measure, and we'll measure and we'll tell you what may be the right exercise. But unless we measure your nadi, we don't know the answer. Okay? So now the next question here is, what do you think of pranic healing? Okay? How many people here know what is pranic healing? Can I have a show of hands? Well, I don't see too many hands over here. Okay. So the concept of pranic healing is the same concept as blessings and curses. Okay, what does that mean?
કઈ નહીં યોગાનું પત્યું ને નાનું થોડું લેક્ચર સાંભળ્યું એ લોકોનું બોલો.
Okay, so the concept of pranic healing is simply the concept of blessings and curses. Can anybody tell me whose blessings works and whose curses work and whose don't work? Okay, so the concept is very simple as follows. A person who has high cosmic connectivity, if they give blessings, that blessings will work because the intent is passed through the cosmic connectivity, and we are all cosmic beings. And if that person with high connectivity does curse, it will also work. So you know the famous Durvasa Muni, who was fond of giving both blessings as well as curses, right? Because the person was connected into the cosmic this thing. Now, who is the person it will affect? So anybody who has higher connectivity than the person to whom they are delivering, they can do that. Now, there are mechanisms whereby you can get temporary high connectivity. How do you get temporary high connectivity? Actually, this is explained in the Yoga Sutras. You can do it with mantras. You can do it with aushadhis, which means, psychedelic drugs and things like that. And, you can do it with any kind of thing that will manipulate, that will open out the nadis in your system. Now, if you think in terms of a saint or somebody, that can also open out your nadi system. So many practices have an effect of opening out the nadi system. So once you can open out the nadi system, you have the ability to project your intent. And when you are able to project the intent, that is how pranic healing works. So you project your intent and you give energy with your hands or with your intent, and this is how pranic healing works. So what do I think of pranic healing? I basically say, you see, even though we know all about pranic healing and Reiki healing and all of that, we don't do these things. Why don't we do these things? We don't do these things because every person, being a part of the cosmic entity, is fulfilling their karmas and kleshas and all of that. We don't want to interfere in anybody's karmas or kleshas. If they have the blessings, and if they have, we give them the tools. You go and do these practices, do this mantra, do that or whatever, and you go and heal yourself. If you have the blessings of the divinity, we will find the right mechanism for you, and also you will have the frame of mind and the diligence to go and do the practice. You know how many people have come across for them? You tell them what should be done to heal their problem, but on the other hand, they never go and do it, right? And I have given you a case of one time of somebody who is a relative of mine, and this girl has this autoimmune condition, and the father is a physician, and I told this girl to do this mantra, and immediately the girl started feeling better. And she told the father. So the father told the girl, I have seen everything. This is an autoimmune condition. There is nobody can heal this. Whatever you're feeling is simply psychological. So the girl stopped doing the practice, and the girl is not healed in the same way, right? And actually, there was also one of our, a doctor who passed away. And this person was a person who was an OBGYN and himself a doctor. And this person was suffering from Alzheimer's. So when this person came to us, we were able to find, because the person had no ability to follow any instruction, no ability to read or do anything, we actually tried with a mantra, and we tried on our machine to see what it was doing. And the mantra was actually, how we gave the mantra was, we played the mantra and put a earphone on the person's ear, because the person could not take any direction. And what happened was, immediately we could see the change that was happening. So he continued doing this. 3 weeks later, when the person came, that person was transformed. The person who was looking like a zombie when they first came into the clinic, now, and the only way we could take reading is we needed to hold the hand and put the finger into the machine to take the reading. 3 weeks later, when this person came, if you tell the person to put the finger, the person will put it on his own. So the person had ability to take this thing. The biggest thing that happened was, during this 3-week period, for physicians who know that people who have Alzheimer's, during their moments of consciousness, they suffer from 2 kinds of reaction. They suffer from anxiety as well as depression. Because in the depression, because they realize they are unable to function, and anxiety resulting from that. So what happens is, typically Alzheimer's patients are given anti-anxiety and antidepressive medications also. Over this 3-week period, all the anti-anxiety and depression medication got stopped, because the person was beginning to feel better. And you know what happened for this person? While returning after the 3rd visit to the clinic, something extraordinary happened. The person used to sing ghazals, and the person had lost the ability to read. And in the car, there was a piece of paper with some ghazal, and the person started singing. So the wife and the friend who brought, they're all looking astounded. What is happening? And so the wife got excited and told her son and the children, who are all doctors, hey, father seems to be, recovering like this. So the son told the mother, Mom, don't be fooled by this. I have seen the amyloids in the imaging, and there is no way this is going to change. This is just a temporary thing that is happening. And so what the family decided was, the wife decided, oh, maybe he has a temporary bout where he's feeling a little better. So this is the time to go to India and meet all the relatives before he passes away. So they went to India for 3 months in hot summer. They came back completely, and no more using the mantra they never used. And when they came back, within a few months after, the person died. So think in terms of the person's karma. We told the person what to do, and improvement was coming. But something else came in the way. So what happens is, we leave it to each person's karma. We don't interfere with them, right? So that is why we don't do any healing ourselves. We will tell you how to heal yourself, but we will not heal you. It is for you to heal yourself. So pranic healing is an external concept that comes externally. So we don't think it's a good idea. Okay, so with that, we will close over here today. We have exceeded the time. Maybe we'll talk about water next time. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much. It was wonderful.
Namaste. Thank you very much.
Thank you.